Thank you.
First of all, thank you everybody for coming tonight and joining us. I'm Giuseppe Santarelli from Avignonesi Winery. Thank you, Bobby, for organizing. Bobby is I know him from when he was in Atlanta, and he's a great guy. You guys are very lucky to have a manager like him, and to organize these dinners and to run a restaurant like Lobster Bar. Cheers. Cheers. So I would say spend a few words for the winery. The Avignonesi winery is one of the oldest and most renowned Italian winery. We are in the southeast part of Tuscany, so if anybody has been there, we are between the Cortona and Montepulciano area. And if anybody has seen the move Under the Tuscan Sun, that's exactly where we are, under the Tuscan Sun. So tonight we are tasting few wines, 5 wines to be exact. And the first one that you already taste is the Rosso di Montepulciano. Our main wine is the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. Tonight we decided not to show it because it's so popular that we want to introduce other wines. So what we've been doing recently, since 2009, the new owner, Virginie Severi, she decided to change something. Very important, to be honest with you. We went from traditional, conventional farming to organic and biodynamic farming, which means all the wines that you're tasting tonight has no poison in it, no pesticide. Sorry? Sorry.
No pesticide?
No pesticide. No.
We'll put that on the side for you if you want.
So the first one that you are tasting tonight is the Rosso di Montepulciano, 100% Sangiovese. It's the Rosso di Montepulciano. It's a lighter version, let's say, of the Vino Nobile, but in this case, it's something meant to be drink as tonight, as an aperitif, especially in this type of weather. It's a perfect wine, even a little chill. It's a beautiful essence of violet notes, or like Mediterranean spices. I find this this wine really sounded to explain the quintessential type of Sangiovese. If you're familiar with this wine, it's usually sometimes you know this wine from the Chianti, from the Brunello. That's totally different style. So I want to cheers with you, and thank you again for coming, and we'll taste everything in the other room. Cheers. Cheers.
I'm very sorry, Executive Chef Jeff Pfeiffer could not be here this evening. He's tied up in Atlanta right now waiting for a plane. So I'm acting as his slightly younger, much more attractive avatar. We wanted to, as we did the menu tonight, we wanted to try to pull as much as we could from Tuscan cuisine, sort of let that inspire our palates. I'd say usually the challenge here within the Lobster Bar Sea Grill is, of course, very seafood oriented. These are all red wines. But I was pleased to find that all these wines are very balanced, and light, very complex, very easy to pair with food. And I think that you will enjoy them all immensely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. With that being said, we're going to start taking you to the room. We're going to go out to the bar, kind of go through the dining room, and the meeting room, the private room is going to be on the right side. We'll start taking you out now.
Okay. Are two, let's say, the first one is the entry level of Avignonesi. It's called Cantaloro, singing baby. So that's what it means. And it's a blend. It's a blend of Bordeaux varietals. What I was saying before, that we're very concentrated, focused on Sangiovese. It's also true about the blend of Cabernet, of Bordeaux varietals. In that area near Cortona, especially, the Bordeaux varietals like Merlot and Cabernet have been there for the last 300 years. Legend is that when Napoleon troops arrived and settled there, when they took over the part of Italy, they started to plant that area. And outside Montepulciano, the soil is very fitted for this type of grape. Cantaloro to us is a very nice surprise. 75% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Merlot, and the rest of Sangiovese. It's what I call a bridge to Italy. It's it's a wine that if you are used to drink California wine, French wine, so you're familiar with the Bordeaux varietals like Cabernet and Merlot, it's something that can help you to understand a little bit more about Italian wines, about Italian winemakers. As you taste it, the fruit is there, the typical fruit of the Cabernet is there, but also you know, the kind of dustiness, the kind of rustic taste typical of Italian wines that make these wines specifically good for and specifically easy to pair with seafood. And tonight you'll be surprised how red wine can do very well with seafood, like we're about to enjoy. And so the chef did a great job with like a churro style of nice seafood soup. But that's a beautiful wine that you can easily find in several stores. And here we have Andrew, that is one of our best retailers in the area where you can find our wines. So thank you again for coming here and taste these wines. But, the next one that we'll taste is that it's a higher end wine. It's called Grille. Grille means griffin, and it's a blend of Sangiovese, 60% and 40% Cabernet Sauvignon. That's an extremely important wine for us because it shows how the Sangiovese can also be a plastic wine, a wine that blends very well with other grapes, giving some backbone to a fruitier Cabernet Sauvignon. And again, here the Sangiovese is kind of the spices on the food. It's, you know, the Cabernet and these amazing wines, but this combination makes a killer wine. And I'm sure you'll enjoy that one. So please, I don't want to take you more time for the fantastic food. Cheers.
Cheers.
Interesting, very fresh in 2010. So that's why we decided to start in 2010 with this one. There was no, we didn't release even our flagship wine as the Avignonesi. So we didn't release any wine in 2009. Very few left of the probably the only 2009 was a Rosso di Montepulciano, which it was declassified Dino Nobile, but it was already in the barrels. So that's the only reason we released that one. For the rest, the new course of Avignonesi start from 2010. So if you're a collector, this is also another important thing to know. 2010 is the new path for Avignonesi.
You had a great year.
Well, exactly. And you'll see 2011 is actually another very good, 2010, 11 and 12, they're very great vintage for several different reasons. 2010 is much more into minerality. I personally am a fan of 2010. 2011 is more drinkable right now. Like, well, it's not here tonight, but we were thinking 2011. It's a beautiful wine that you can buy and open right away. Or age, but I'm not a fan of Asian wine. I think wine has to be, you buy the wine, you drink it. Look, don't touch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you. So
one of the, let's say, most renowned Italian Merlot. A friend of mine was saying that a lot of people says on the label of this wine there could be my face. Desiderio, that's the name of the wine, which means the desire. It's if anybody sees the bottle, it's a very interesting bottle. Desiderio was the name of a bull that was in Avignonesi in 1800 when Avignonesi was also a farm. And it's a particular breed of cow that is called Chianina breed. It's the typical breed for the Steak alla Fiorentina. And Avignonesi was the proud owner of this cow, was 3,000 pounds big. So the king of Chiana Valley. And so after that we decided to call this wine. And definitely this is a wine not for vegetarian. That's a wine that needs some proteins. But as I said before, 2010 is such an amazing vintage that this wine will be fantastic. I'm sure with the arrosto di pesce, with the arrosto of the fish, and especially with such a fattier, let's say, fish like monkfish is. 85% Merlot, 15% Cabernet Sauvignon, while 16 months in barrique. So much elegance in this wine. It's a kind of, if you're familiar with Saint-Emilion, that's something you really can compare. I always call this wine like a Bordeaux with an Italian accent. That's what it is. and once you try this wine, you understand why. It's elegance, finesse, everything is there. Plus, you still have this Italian accent that is there. The tannins, the dryness, the acidity. there. I love this wine, so thank you again for coming here. Also, I want to thank you. Want to thank Grille, Philip to be here, organize this wine, and a special thank to Laura. She's the person that has been working for Avignonesi the longest. She's been with Avignonesi for 10 years. She's in charge of the export in Italy, of the logistics. So, cheers. Thanks for having
Best time
from Capannelle. 50% Merlot from Avignonesi. It's a wine that's it's probably the first and the only one in Italy. It's a partnership between two wineries. So one winery in the Chianti region, in Grille and Chianti, and one wine from Avignonesi in Montepulciano, Cortonare. But the first of its genre in Italy. Like, you know, almost one could be the same thing in Italy. Partnership of two wineries, 50%. It's a great wine for celebrating 50 years anniversary, 50 years marriage, which is really rare to hear these days. But, you know, 50 months works as well.
15 years.
But as you see the bottle, that's the bottle. And it started in the 80s, early 80s, I think 82. And it was an accident, kind of. It's the two owners, the owners of Avignonesi, the previous owner of Avignonesi, and the owners of Capannelle, they were having dinner together, and by the end of the night, they both were drunk, and they were saying, "Oh, my Merlot is much better than your Sangiovese. Oh, what are you talking about? My Sangiovese is much better." And somebody there was, you know, bored of those and they the Merlot and the Sangiovese in the same glass and say, "Now you tell me which one is better." And the next day they start to say, "Oh, maybe we should do something together." So every year we make this wine, and 1 year is made at our facility, and the next year to their facilities. So we don't make much of this. It's 1,000 cases.
How many cases?
1,000, 6-pack.
That's about the same size as Screaming Eagle Winery. They make about 1,000 6-packs of Screaming. Actually, they're 3-packs, but about the same amount of bottles.
And tonight it's one of the few last cases of 2007. It's
How did you choose 2007?
well, that's what they have right now. It's a kind of an expensive.
It's not what you got in stock.
It's a very expensive wine.
No, I know.
And Bobby was great to involve to have this wine for this wine dinner. But I'm very happy that you guys have to try this wine. And
Fantastic.
it's, you will see how we tried this today with few clients, and fantastic, really.
Yeah, we have only like 10 bottles left of 2007, and we're moving to 2008. But yeah, that's
It's kind of
10 bottles?
yes.
And we're drinking some now.
Yes.
you can put it back inside the bottle and 11 bottles.
Just pour it in my glasses. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
This is Chef Birch, and also she does our pastry, Tabby. She's the one that did the dessert for you. So I think they did a stellar job. I just want to bring them out and see what we do here. All right.
Thank you.
Any words?
Thank you everybody for coming. It's a nice little group we got here.
Is that
Wow. That was very nice.
And then we have Jackie who took care of me. She's the banquet captain. If you need anything,
Yeah, good job too.
Thank you so much, everyone.